Hello. Okay. Sorry. Oh, oops. Sorry. Man, I'm dying here. Okay. So we were dealing with this. Here's stock market stuff. Yeah. And now we're going to the New Deal. Okay. Okay. The Great Depression is a global thing. Okay. It affects everybody. Did I hit record? Okay. I had to look at the controls because I was like, crap, I don't know. It's a global thing. And if you're the president, you get blamed. Of course. So we get a new president. Herbert Hoover is not elected again. The This guy is. His name, my brain totally just died. His name is Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Kids are always like, it's Delano, miss. No, it's not. Delano. um, we have a street in Midland called Delano, except people usually say Delano. Um, FDR is what he's typically kind of known as. FDR. It is absolutely acceptable for you to put FDR on your vocab quiz. Yes, you're welcome. Yes. Because really, truly, I mean, it's like JFK. I mean, that's what people call him. That being said, FDR is our new president in the Depression because he's voted in, because he has a plan to get us out. Okay. His plan is called the New Deal. The New Deal is not going to end the Great Depression. It's definitely going to help. It's definitely going to give people jobs. They don't get paid immediately, but they do get jobs. And it definitely helps us today. I tell you all the time, stuff that happens in history affects your life today. You could not get on I-20 and come see me in Dallas right now. You couldn't do it because there was no I-20. There were no highway systems before this. So there's stuff that like he did in the New Deal that definitely, I mean, I'm glad they did it. Just understand the New Deal doesn't end the Great Depression. It helps alleviate some of the, I don't know, some of the pain of the no money. Well, there's still no money, of the no job situation. Okay. Um, it helps alleviate some of it. What is going to end the Depression? What possibly can end it? Well, World War II. We're almost there ish. Okay. Did I write his whole name out? I didn't. I wanted you to see it. Delano, right here. Okay. The New Deal is a whole bunch of different things all kind of together. Okay. The idea is to give people jobs. Give people jobs. Who's going to pay them? Hmm. Okay, some of the jobs. I've already mentioned the highway system. Okay. The highway system is what really kind of gets started for, well, not first, but whatever. Building the highways. Y'all have seen cars, Radiator Springs. Yeah. They're building a highway. How dare they? What's going to happen to Radiator Springs? I'm trying to think of other movies where What's that one with Norman, crazy guy? Oh, Psycho. If you know Psycho, the Bates Motel, they're building a highway, and so there's like nobody's coming to the motel because there's a highway over there now. Guys, building the highways is a big deal for a few reasons. First of all, you got to have people to actually build the highway. Second of all, you got to have people to make the concrete or asphalt or whatever the crap they use to be able to lay the highway. Yeah? We're creating jobs. Is it hurting some of the tiny, small places that are being missed by the highway? Yes. Sorry. Are you glad we have highways though? I mean, I am. My whole family lives here in Dallas, but I'm in Midland with you guys. What would I do to get to Dallas without I-20? Well, I'd be on dirt roads the whole way. Gross. The highway system, I'm thankful for it. But see, here's the thing. Men weren't paid immediately. Men were given a piece of paper, not a Kleenex, a piece of paper. And it said, like, I owe you. I owe you. Guys, the government didn't have any money either. People couldn't pay their taxes, so there's no like government money. These are government organizations, okay, that are kind of doing this. So basically what it said was, okay, Bob, you helped build I-20. I owe you money and I owe you this much, but I can't pay you yet. So hold on to your IOU. I will pay you. Guys, they did get paid. They did, but not immediately. I typically get paid, I think it's like the 25th or something of each month. I think. See, I don't even know. I'm like, whatever. But I typically get paid on like the 25th. Okay. The way that these things work, these IOUs, they would have like a list. And they would say, okay, on the 25th, we have money. So you and 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 you will pay you. The rest of you guys will get you. Just wait. But be sure you hold on to your IOU. You gotta have this. Some of you guys would already be in trouble because you'd lose your IOU. How many people today do you think would actually work this way? Would people today in 2000, whatever we're in, be willing to work on an IOU basis? If you knew you weren't going to get paid on payday, would you work? I mean, I don't know. Sorry, mailman. I think it depends on how starving you are. I think it depends on how willing you are to do menial jobs, because some of these jobs were definitely below men's job. You saw these guys. These guys. You saw these guys already. This guy right here, it says college trained. He's worked in purchasing, accounting. This guy over here, he's worked in clerical or manual experience. Wow. I went I went to college for purchasing and accounting. And if I can't do that, I'm just not going to work at McDonald's. Not doing it. Do you know that a member of my family once didn't have a job, lost his job? I don't remember if he lost his job or if he quit or what. He didn't get fired, but I just don't remember the circumstances. And I remember my grandfather saying, okay, well, if you need a job, like, there's tons of places hiring. Go. There's like food places, there's retail places. I'm not going to do that. I get it. I'm college trained too. I'm a historian. Whew, if I can't be a historian, I'd rather starve. Really? It's interesting because I always have kids every year who are like, I wouldn't work on that IOU system. Probably not with our economy right now. But would you in the 1930s where we had this massive crash? I mean, it's like right now with all the COVID stuff. Okay, so if you lost your job, I don't know, in the oil field, but I don't know, Amazon is hiring. Would you be willing to work for Amazon for a few months until the oil comes back? I mean, I don't know because I'm not in that position. So I don't know. But every year I have kids that are like, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't work on that IOU. I think it's hard for us to put ourselves in that position. It's easy for us to say, that's crazy. They didn't get paid quickly. But if you're working for your family who's at home starving, would you? I mean, I would hope that I would. I would hope that I could put my, I don't know, whatever aside and be like, okay, but I don't know because I mean, we're not in this position yet, if at all. So I don't know. But see, the highways get built this way. The parks. Um, a lot of our, not all, a lot of our national parks come from this time period. Um, and I don't know specifically which ones, but the national parks, Yellowstone and all those things. Um, he starts hiring, like, of course, park rangers, but also people to like clear some land for roads, to clear land to build cabins, and hiring like carpenter people to build cabins and stuff like that. You also need to furnish the inside of the cabin and stuff, right? So that's creating a bunch of jobs. Um, what the New Deal is really about is public works. Public works are things for the good of the public. Building libraries, building city parks, building in fact, if you look at some of our parks in Midland, if you look at the established dates, you'll see like sometimes when you go to a park, not all the time, but I've noticed them at some of the soccer parks that like Andrew and Brandon play at. Um, if you go like sometimes where the sign is, it'll say established and then a date. And I can't remember which one, but I definitely noticed one of them that the boys, one of the soccer parks that they played in said like established 1937 or something. And I was like, I bet this was part of the New Deal, when I was, walking past. So, look, I have extra coffee. I know I'm terrible. Um, so, might have a coffee addiction. I mean, I might. It's better than another kind of addiction, so I'm good with that. Okay, so he starts all of these like, oh, public pools. That's another type of public work. Libraries. Okay, so he starts having a lot of public works built. And again, most of these people are being paid on this IOU basis. Something else that is like so important. Everybody has to learn how the economy works. It was hot. Okay. Everybody has to attend some classes. Okay. So that they understand money has to be in circulation. It has to be. He explains how banks work. Everybody has to go to these classes. I was talking to my grandmother one time. See, the little kids had to do this in school. Okay, like she just learned this in economics or whatever the class was, history or whatever. But like kids, you guys would learn this in school. Okay, how the economy works. Don't you dare ever let me catch you on Facebook or any other social media posting. I wish they had taught me how the economy works instead of the Pythagorean theorem. We did teach you. Get off your phones. Because we did. They start teaching how the economy works. See, the adults, how are they going to get this information? FDR starts doing these things, and I don't know if I have a picture or not. He called them fireside chats. Nope. Basically, the radio was a big thing back then. I can leave this page. FDR. Look at that. It came up. Look at that. He starts doing these fireside chats where, oh, my head's annoying. Sorry. Where he's broadcasting. People don't have TVs in their homes, but a lot of people had radios. And here we go. People listening. Oh, this is the one that I used to show. Oh, it's little. Sheesh, man. This is okay. This is a bigger one. People used to listen to their radio. He would come on at like the same time at night. Think of it like during all this COVID stuff. If you know, like I think it's 9 or 9:30, the hospital gets on and gives like a Facebook Live update. 4-ish, 3:30, 4, something like that. MISD gets on and gives like a school update or whatever. So it's kind of the same thing. He gets on often. He explains things. He talks about businesses going up. He talks about jobs going up. He talks about unemployment levels going up or down. He talks about things. He would even just read books on these fireside chats. So it wasn't always just like, oh, he's talking about how crappy the economy is again. He would read books sometimes. He would talk to the people. And so the people were like, he's talking to me. That's how he can kind of teach people. He can explain to people how the economy works in language that they can understand. Slowly. Oh my gosh, you guys, so slowly. People are going to start going, okay, so if I go to McDonald's today, my money can pay Bob's salary, right? Here, take my money. I'll take a hamburger. It's scary to people. It's not like people are just like, oh, let's put the money in circulation. It takes a long time because it's scary to people. Guys, it's almost July. I had to look down at the bottom of the date. It's June 30th, 2020. It's almost July 2020 right now. And are there still toilet paper shortages in stores? I don't know about Midland. Been in Dallas since March. But there are here. And where there is toilet paper, it's so expensive. There are still shortages because people are still afraid. It takes time. But slowly, people are going to start circulating that money again. Slowly. Okay? And it's definitely going to improve things. It's not going to fix things. What fixes the depression is World War II. And the reason is once World War II starts, we need uniforms, we need weapons, we need airplanes. We can get our soldiers over there. We need tanks. We need all this stuff in production. Unfortunately, are you done? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. My dad's been mowing the front yard and it's hot. Okay. Unfortunately, wars tend to kickstart an economy. They do. For a while. After a while, they start like putting a drain. That's why I've told you before that a war that lasts more than 5 years is considered a long war because at first it's going to kickstart your economy, but eventually, ugh, it just puts a drain on it, and that's where that whole short and long war thing that I've told you before comes from. So, next video, we're going to start looking at this weird word. This is a form of government. Fascism. It's not fascism, and that's what I hear every year from kids. Fascism. Okay. Several of our governments in the world are about to go to this. Most notably, Italy, Japan, Spain, and Germany. But these kind of governments are going to kind of end the depression in these countries. Sad but true. Ooh, I just heard like Metallica in my head. Sad but true. Okay, next video. Bye.